We just try to follow the game plan. Try not to foul and put teams on the free throw line because those are easy points. And then we trust our game plan. We trust what we've been doing all throughout the course of this whole year. We have a lot of length out there with myself, AD, Dwight, KCP, and Danny at the start of that third quarter, and we were able to get some deflections, get some turnovers, and get out and do what we do best on the break. But just having that type of size and that athleticism helps us out tremendously.
I know you talked about using game one as a feel-out game. Was there anything even after the first quarter, LeBron, that you guys identified when things seemed to switch for you defensively starting in the second quarter?
Well, yeah, I mean, we knew the first quarter definitely wasn't Laker basketball, Laker defense, and we just had some breakdowns. We had some breakdowns, but it took a quarter for us to kind of figure it out. Not saying that we fully figured them out because it's too early in the series to say that, but we started to get a better feel. We started to get a better rhythm defensively. We started to get some stops in that second quarter and able to build that lead up going into halftime.
Hey, LeBron, it's Dave. We spoke about the MVP award with you back in March, and you said it's not something that's ever motivated you. Your true motivation is trying to be considered the best ever. But when you see the results come out tonight or today, knowing you've won it 4 times, but now you've come in second 4 times, what's that feeling like for you, and what did you think of the results?
Pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. Not saying that the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off. And I finished second a lot in my career, either from a championship and now 4 times as an MVP. Like I said, I never came into this league saying let me be an MVP or be a champion. I've always said I just want to get better and better every single day, and those things that take care of itself. There's some things that's just out of my hand and some things you can't control, but it pissed me off.
When you saw did you surprise yourself by the reaction you had when you saw those results? Did you know that? I'm just wondering if you knew that you would have this strong of a reaction to seeing those numbers.
No.
Alec?
Halgoon?
Ron, do you feel like the MVP criteria is something that rewards the most valuable player in the league?
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about what the criteria should be or what it is. It's changed over the years since I've gotten to the league. I know that. It's just changed. It's changed a lot. Sometimes it's, the best player on the best team. Sometimes it's the guy with the best season statistically. Sometimes it's changed over the course of my career. I mean, you don't know. You don't know, but Giannis had a hell of a season. I can definitely say that.
Anyone else on this end? Tanisha, do you have anybody on your end? Please.
Yeah, just last 2, LJ. We'll go Bill Long.
Hey, LeBron. In the past, when you had, call them slights or whatever, when you finished second in the past, did it bother you as much? And then the next question would be, how much of your strong reaction do you think has to do with the fact that you've done what you've done in year 17 at 35 with a new team? Does that factor into your kind of emotion here?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm fine. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm going back to my room. I'm perfectly fine. I mean, we're at 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. I'm absolutely fine. So don't. Like, I was pissed off at the reaction earlier when I saw it. I'm absolutely great now. I'm going back to my room, drink some wine, and sleep very well tonight. So let's not get it twisted. I'm great. It's just the voting scale is a little weird to me sometimes. I mean, if you take 2012, if you just stick with me here, 2012, 2013, I had a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year and also MVP in the same season. And that year, Mark Gasol was rewarded Defensive Player of the Year. But he made second team all defense. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. It's like being the MVP of the league, but you make second team all NBA. That's when I really started to look at things a little bit kind of like differently. I was like, how does that even make any sense? It's like being rookie of the year, but you make second team all rookie. You know, and then I looked at the most improved this year, and rightfully so, Brandon Ingram was amazing. I thought he should have won it. But did you see the votes that Devontae Graham get? He averaged 4 points last year compared to 17 and a half. If that's not improving, what is? And it's just it's a weird thing sometimes that I don't know how much we are really watching the game of basketball, or are we just in the narration mode, the narrative.
Okay, last question, Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, LeBron, given all this team has been through and all you've had to lead them through this year, how would you compare this to your other MVP years, the years you've won MVP?
I don't even remember. I don't remember actually. I don't know. I don't remember. To be completely honest, this would be hard for me to answer that question. You got another one for me?
Hold on, let me get them back. Oh.
They left. They left the chat.
Yep. You're all done.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, LeBron.
Another headline.
LeBron James. You know that this is a very, very impressive team. We don't want to drop any games, and this was an important game for us.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. The fact that you have 35-year-old LeBron, 34-year-old Rondo, 34-year-old Dwight, obviously with that comes the veteran experience, but also you have guys who obviously take care of their bodies. What's the commonality, the common thread you see from those guys in particular being able to perform still, being in the league this long?
Yeah, well, I think those guys, like you said it, they all take care of their bodies really well. Dwight in particular lost a lot of weight coming into this season, wanted to change his body because he's having back issues, and all that work coming into this year has paid dividends. Rondo works extremely hard. Obviously, LeBron's work ethic is legendary with how he takes care of his body, and their spirit is young. They continue to really enjoy the game of basketball, really enjoy the process of preparing for an opponent, study a team, thinking things out, working on those things in practice, and it shows up on the court.
Frank, in the halftime on the broadcast, they showed you asking you guys, what is this team known for? And they all sort of spoke back to you and said second half comebacks. How much did you drill that into? Well, I guess you didn't have that many days to do it, but how much did you drill that into you guys that this is not a team that you can feel comfortable around?
Yeah, well, this is an opponent we all greatly respect, and save for the comebacks, we respect what they're capable of doing on both ends of the floor. But to see them go 3-1 back-to-back series, I don't think it's ever been done in the history of the NBA. Just shows that this is an historic type of resilient team, and we got to understand that both with a series lead 1-0 right now and wherever it goes, but also within games. Both I think all three of the games that they came back in the previous series, they had first half deficits that they overcame in the third quarter. So they're familiar there, they're confident there, and we got to make sure we keep the foot on the gas.
Allie?
Sure. Kyle, did you have?
Yeah, just Mike said yesterday that I'm sorry if this is already been asked, but said yesterday you didn't want this to be a track meet. How much of your game plan was just let's use our speeds, let's use our physicality, let's make sure we get those elements going early to show our physical numbers?
Yeah, well, that's what I love about our team. We want to be the most physical team on the floor every time we take the floor, regardless of who we're playing. And we have a physical team. We got big, strong guys, but a lot of times teams with big, strong guys don't have the speed to match it, and we have the ability to do both. So we want to push the tempo. We want to play with great pace, attack. That's Laker basketball, playing fast break basketball. But doing it while exhibiting a great deal of physicality too. And I was happy with where that was at tonight. But this team, the Denver Nuggets team, they're physical and tough as well. They're big and strong, and they're mentally tough. And this is going to be a tough series.
Tanisha, if you have anyone else on your end?
I do. Let's go, Helene Elliott.
Hi, just wanted to ask about your assessment of Rajon Rondo's game tonight. Seemed like he made an impact. How would you describe the impact that he made?
His impact's always measured in swag with our team. He elevates the group's confidence every time he's on the floor. His ability to compete on the defensive end and bark out coverages and quarterback that end energizes our group. His voice is energy, and then offensively, his ability to orchestrate and quarterback the offense just settles everybody down, and he's able to create good looks for those around him, and the group usually succeeds when he's out there. So just another stellar Rondo performance for us.
David?
Yes. Hey, Coach. You guys showed your versatility against Houston, obviously going smaller to match up with them. But your strength is obviously your size, across the board. So even maybe in the first quarter when they scored a lot, did you sense your guys had more of a feel for this being kind of more typical in terms of how they could win this game and how they could match up against this team?
Well, it is more of a traditional brand of basketball that both of these teams, the Lakers and the Nuggets, like to play than what we saw last series. But like I said, I've been saying all along, we built a plan to give us the flexibility to play against small teams with Anthony at the 5 and play against big teams with our two centers that typically combine to give all-star level production, and our stars in their roles. So. This is a more traditional series. I should say they're more traditional defensively. Offensively, very not traditional with the way Nikola plays and the way Jamal is playing right now. And, they're a complete team. They're a pass-first team. And I couldn't be more impressed with the way they play. But it is definitely more traditional.
An ankle a little on a drive, stepped on a guy's foot coming in, laced up the shoes, played on, so we'll see what happens there. He'll get some ice, get some rest, get some elevation. Davis only needed 3 quarters of work to put up 30 and 10. Second time he's done that this postseason. After game 2 versus the Blazers, since play-by-play tracking began in 1997. Before that, they just had Wilt write out 100 on a piece of paper and take a picture with it. Only Shaq has had more playoff games with 30 and 10 through 3 quarters.
You'll hear from all the principals involved, even some of the guys who didn't play. We're going to tell you everything about Game 1. Tim Legler watched every second of it. We're out here doing baseball and highlight and whatnot, so we couldn't get a full handle. What did the Lakers do to control the pace of this thing to get the result they ended up with?
Yeah, Kenny, I don't even know where to start. There were so many layers to how badly they overwhelmed Denver in this one. But I think the thing that stood out to me was the pace the Lakers played with offensively. And it seemed like every time the Nuggets missed a shot around the rim or missed a good look, the Lakers got some. So pull up 15-foot wide open jumper, and you give up a dunk going the other way, another 4-point swing. And there were a number of those in the first half as well. It was just a completely dominant performance by the Lakers across the board. Too big, too talented, too fast. And the Denver Nuggets didn't help with the way they shot the basketball either.
Yeah, LeBron's the usual suspect for doing good things that help his team win, but you like what Davis and Rondo were doing in this one as well, right?
Yeah, Anthony Davis was just too much for their front line. I mean, he was getting guys in foul trouble in the first half, and then in the second half, it was all about shot making. He's just too big, too long, and too skilled for what the Denver Nuggets are throwing at him. If you're going to put Jeremy Grant on LeBron, that means a guy like Jokic or Plumlee, they're going to have to guard Anthony Davis, and it's just a problem. Millsap as well, who's an undersized 4, and Anthony Davis just goes right over the top of him. And then Rajon Rondo is a guy that I have talked so much about what he means to this team because of all that playoff experience. You know, he comes in and immediately the pace picks up for the Lakers, and he's going to find you. If you're anywhere on the court, you're going to get an open shot. Rondo sees it before you do, and there's a reason that he's got the pedigree that he does in the postseason. I thought on the floor tonight, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Rajon Rondo, those 3 guys were playing at a faster rate than anybody on the Denver Nuggets, and you can't have it to that extent. So look, Denver, they took their beating in this first one. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they can make to be better defensively early to make the Lakers play a little bit of half-court basketball and make it into more of a three-point shooting contest. That was not the case in this game. The Lakers got whatever they wanted to. Their defense really, I think, helped lead to that as well in the first half.
All right, Tim Legler could be an NBA coach, and I'm hyping him for all those open positions, but he's just having too much fun with us. So right now we go to a current coach, Mike Malone, after the Game 1 loss.